Hello everybody, Mr. Quick here. Today we're going to look at Eureka Math / Engage New York Math, Module 3, Lesson 4, the opposite of a number. Now when we talk about opposites, I think we mostly know what that means. If something is the opposite, is the reverse of something, right? Or it's having position on the other or further side of something, facing something, especially something of the same type. That's from the internet. But we know what opposites are, right? Up, down, left, right. You get that. But did you know that numbers also have opposites? Well, in fact, they do. A number has an opposite when it is the same distance away from 0 as another number. So for example, here it says locate the number 8 and its opposite on the number line. How are they related to 0? Well, 8 is right here. And its opposite, and before I get to the opposite, the relation to 0 is it is 8 away from 0, right? That's why it's number 8. It's 8 away from 0. Its opposite is negative 8. And negative 8 is also 8 away from 0. It's not negative 8 away from 0. They're just both 8 digits away from 0, right? If we make these moves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is 8 away from 0. But if we look at negative 8, we say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's also 8 away from 0 in the opposite direction. That's why they're opposites. All right, let's get into some examples. This kind of sets up a little bit more discussion about opposites. It says locate and label the opposites on the number of the numbers on the line. So for A, it says 9. Well, here's 9, but it's not what it's asking. It wants to label the opposites of the number. So 9 is 9 away from 0. What would be 9 away from 0 going in the other direction? Well, it would be negative 9. So negative 9 would be the opposite of 9. Negative 2 is right here, but we're looking at the opposite, so 2 would be the opposite of negative 2. 4, well, we know it's not going to be positive. If it's the opposite, it's going to be negative, since 4 is already a positive number. It's going to be right there. Oh, it's not the best. Let me fix that. That's going to bug me. There we go. Perfect. All right. Negative 4 is the opposite of 4. And negative 7 is right here. But we know the opposite is going to be positive. We know the opposite of negative 7 is going to be positive, since negative 7 is a negative number. So we're looking at 7. All right. Those are just some of our opposites. Let's go down to our next set of examples here, questions. It says, write the integer that represents the opposite of each situation. Explain what 0 means in each situation. And we'll kind of get to that in a minute. 100 feet above sea level. So if I were to look at this problem, I would know that 100 feet above sea level is 100. If we're going 100 feet below sea level, we'd be looking at negative 100, right? And so in this case, what does 0 mean? 0 is sea level. Okay. 32 below 0. 32 degrees Celsius below 0. Well, if we're looking at the opposite of that, 32 below 0, I know, is negative 32. So we're looking at 32 degrees Celsius. We're looking at the positive, right? 0 in this example is 0 degrees Celsius. It's 0 degrees as the temperature. And then finally, a withdrawal of $25. Withdrawal. If we're going to take out, which is what withdrawal means, if we're going to take out $25 from our bank account, that means we're going into negative, right? Negative 25. So the opposite of that would then be a deposit of $25. We're adding $25 to the account. 0 in this case would represent no money, right? No change. So positive means you've added money. Negative means you're taking money away. 0 is just there's no money there. Okay. So these are some helpful examples, but there's one more thing I want to talk about, and that is, does 0 always have to represent a lack of something? And the answer is no. I'm going to give you an example. In my savings account, let's say my checking account, the bank requires that I keep $25 in the account. If I go below $25, they charge me. Like, it costs $25 to keep the account open. So I have to always keep $25 in the account. So if I have $100 in my account, I can't spend $100. I can only spend $75 because I have to keep that $25 in the account. So if I was going to create a number line based on that situation, I've got my $25, and then maybe we'll go by fives here, right? If I was going to create a number line, and let's say I had $29 in the account, well, I might want to say that's actually $4 above my limit, right? So instead of making 25 and then writing 29 and doing all that business, I might still write a regular number line with a 0 and say this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and I would mark 4 because $29 is 4 higher than 25, so I have $4 above my credit card account limit. If, let's label these as negative numbers, if I accidentally spent more than I had, and let's say I had $24 left in my account, then I would mark that as -1 because 24 is $1, -1, less than what I need to have in my account. So in this case, 0 on the number line represents the $25 minimum that I have to have in my account. So 0 doesn't always have to be like literally 0, but it can represent your starting point for whatever you're talking about. Oftentimes it will represent just 0, nothing, right? Okay, pretty quick, short video today. We'll talk a little bit more about this in class and do some more examples. Thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you then.